He's frustrated. His computer's not working. So he's going to watch you from his phone until his computer works. So if Vinny's quiet for a minute, that's why he's trying to figure it out. And I tried to get this where it won't wiggle today. We'll see. All right, if you were here with me yesterday, this is what we assembled. We put this guy together, and I asked if y'all wanted to see me start working on it. And I'm excited. I'm making this as a sample for the store, so I get to just play and do whatever I want to do, right? Which is kind of fun. And I want to show you. The first comment I read yesterday was, please use the Mercantile paper. And I have to be honest, I am right with you on that, because I wanted an excuse to use this paper so bad. And I think this is it. Now, one thing I got to decide is if I want to use the white album or the black album. And at first I thought it was the white one, but I think that's because there's white on this page. But this might look better on the black album. We're going to look at that together real quick and see. So here's the black album. Oh, I kind of like that on here. Let's flip through a little bit. Yep, I think the creamy paper is best with the black album. I think it's going to be prettier that way, so that's what we're going to do. I think it will pop. You agree? Yeah, and I can save that white one for, there was another request to do one with Little Builder. That will be cute too, huh? So I think we can save that for that. Let me get my monitor open. Let's see. But don't y'all love the Mercantile? This paper is something else. It is something else, I'm telling you. All right, I have no plans. Here's what I did. I pulled this guy out. I gotta get this stool out of my way for a second. All right, I pulled that guy out. I pulled out a bunch of photo spots because it's been a long time since I've scrapbooked. But what we should do first is probably look through here and see what we want to put on the cover, if there's anything in particular, because I don't want to waste anything. And I kind of am tempted to do the cover. Like, I usually don't do the cover first. Isn't that cute? Sorry, we're closed. But I'm kind of tempted today. Ooh, I like that page. It's going to be on the back of a cut apart, isn't it? Yep, I knew that would happen. That always happens to me, which means I might grab 2 of these. I shouldn't need to because of how much opportunity. Ooh, that's cute for the cover. Ooh, or so is that. Oh my goodness, so many choices. So many choices. This almost could be just the cover. Look at that. Huh. Oh, I got an idea. Let me see something. Are any of these the same as these? Like, could we do that layering thing we've done in the past? Let's look and see. I don't think they are. Oh my goodness, I don't know, because I love that right there. All right, I'm putting it aside. Put that page aside so we won't use it. That way we won't mess up. Let's go in and let's get something glued down. That always makes me feel better. Let's start gluing something. What if we work on this guy? I kind of thought about making him that slider situation, that slider closure, because I think he's really good for that. So let's see what we want to put on either side of our page. Shannon, will you pull me another one? There's a chance I'm going to need it. You'll just change the number. I can grab it if I need it. This is what I want to use. I love it. Don't be cut aparts. Ugh! Yes, I definitely need another one. Ugh, I said. It's cut aparts, but I'm using it. And I'm pulling a second one. We'll be fine. I will use my other one too, because I like this and I want this to go right here. All right, so, and honestly, I may not need the cut aparts on the back of here anyway, because there's other cut aparts, but we'll see. All right, how many of you guys buy 2 of a paper pack when you fall in love with it? Because when you fall in love with it, you should. Like, if you're in love, you better get 2. Now, I got all this space over here and still can't find nothing. All right, let's do some checking. Let's do some checking. Let's see what we're working with here. It's bigger than 12. I need a longer ruler. Where's my T-square? Be right back. I'm going to grab my T-square because I think it's longer. This guy's big. He ain't kidding.
No worries. Now you have 2.
Is the T-square bigger? No, it is not. Where is our Align, the Misty ruler that's longer? You know which one I'm talking about? The Misty one that's like 15 inches, I think. Let's just see. Well, we know we've got, let's work with what we've got. instead of measuring 12, let me move that a little bit so y'all can see me. I'm going to cut it down like at the color. You know, normally I would measure 12 inches, but this one's generous anyway. It's somewhere. It's the one with the cut line in the middle, the alignment one. Look at that. That's going to be perfect. Okay, so now I really only have to measure this width right now. That's good. So let's measure this, and I get 6 1/8. So I'm going to do 5 7/8 for my width. 5 7/8. So some of you guys do buy 2. I'm looking at I want to make jumbo to document house fire in progress. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Deb asked, did she think that album would fit 2 packs of paper, one for the front and one for the back? And then she said she wanted to document the house fire.
I think I would probably get 2 packs. I didn't think about that at first because I thought, we'd just be using 12 by 12 paper, but I don't know. Let's see how far it goes. This is new territory for me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we'll find out. That's going to be pretty there, though. I love the look of that. My next question is, do I want to sticky tape this down? Or do I want to art glitter glue it? Let me tell you why I would consider sticky tape. Because this is a lot of space to art glitter glue. And you might struggle with getting enough glue on here before it dries. You know what I'm saying? Let's try it. I just refilled my bottle, so maybe it'll be wet enough to not cause an issue. The less art glitter glue you apply, the quicker it adheres. So hopefully this, having more glue on it. Are you having no luck?
No luck.
I'm going to lay this out flat and rub it down. That's pretty good. That did fine. That did just fine. This was the right choice here. I love it. I love it. Isn't that cute? I love that. Wow, I just glued another piece of paper. Okay, I'm done. I'm happy with it.
It was a quick one.
Let's see what these look like and see if we want to make a slider out of them. I feel like I want my slider to be bigger than any of these guys, but it's always good to kind of get a feel for what we've got. I think this is going to be one of the biggest. Oh, that's cute right there. Then there's that one. I'm going to try not to spend a lot of time deciding today. Is that a smart thing to do? Probably not. There it is. There it is. We were looking for a paper rack we couldn't find. Now that she's looking for a ruler, we found the paper rack. That's always how it works. Let's look at these guys. And let's look at these guys. I kind of like that. You like that little piece? It's enough. I mean, we're just wanting to hold it still. You know what I'm saying? To make that the slider, to go in and out.
I think so.
I think it would work too. Didn't get my glue tucked down up there. What do y'all think?
Terrence said it's cute.
Cute? It is kind of cute, isn't it? I think we'll do it. All right. I said I was going to try not to overthink it. Let's try not to overthink it. All right, I'm going to grab... I need some black cardstock. That's what I'll grab. Let's grab some black. Here's some.
Tim said maybe some white behind it. That would kind of make the edge pop on the black.
I think I'm gonna... So I was thinking that I'm gonna just traditional scrapbook this, like back in the day scrapbook. And this is what I would have done back in the day. Didn't have any fancy machines. Didn't have a Cricut. Didn't have none of that. I had scissors and pencils. Matter of fact, one time, I think I was watching Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, and she said something about, what was it? Or I said something about, what do we do before crickets? And she was like, colossals, or the ones that made the circles, colossals. There was a name for them. I can't remember the name of them. I'm going to cut this out. Dinner plate, whatever we could find. Whatever we could find. I'm at the loot table. That means I'm using whatever's in this little bucket. Still takes me back to scrapbooking, doesn't it? Y'all guess how many of these I need to cut out? Do you know, bud?
2,
3.
3.
Well, I'm gonna guess like everything else. You ate it.
I wonder where. Well, you didn't use it in forever.
No, and I haven't seen it in forever. So it could turn into you gave it to somebody.
I could have given it to somebody.
A Brenda borrowed it.
I don't think Brenda would borrow a ruler.
I don't know. It was a tricky ruler, so she might
If it was something else, there's some things I think Brenda might borrow, but a ruler or a measuring tape is not going to be one of those things. That's funny. By the way, you don't have to be this fiddly. I just like the shape of this on that busy paper, so that's why I'm going to fiddle it. And once it's done, it's done. Do we ever do that? We're ever like, I don't want to do this, it's too fiddly. And then you're like, it takes 5 or 10 minutes and then it's done. And then we can look at it and go, look what we made. I also, if I was going to pull out my scan and cut, I would just scan and cut it, but I'm just not pulling out the scan and cut. All right, I got a plan. I'm going to cut 2 at one time this time. What y'all think of them apples? Oh, I know better than to do that. Came off. I know better. I tell y'all that all the time. How's everybody's day? Are y'all excited about a 12 by 12 scrapbook? You will be surprised the comments I read. So I read the comments after the live show yesterday, and more than one person said, my days of 12 by 12 are over. I love the folios. And I get that, because I do too. I love the folios because they're quicker, more concise. I'm also loving the 3-ring binder situations. Loving that too. These are not my favorite scissors. But like I said, we're at the loop table, so we're getting done what we get done. We're going to do 2 at a time. What are people saying about 12 by 12 layouts?
Well, there hasn't really been anything.
They're just not going to talk to me today, are they? Here's the thing. I remember doing 12 by 12 layouts and doing, you do a layout for like one picture, basically, which is fine. And I'm kind of going to do that in this album. Or at least that's the plan I've got going. Ooh, these scissors do not do what they're supposed to do. They are not grand. I really don't know how they got over here.
Kids were cutting.
Oh, that's
so I
those
gave
things.
them donated scissors.
You took away the good scissors and
I
put
gave
these
them
over here.
donated scissors instead of good scissors.
Now she's just gathering scissors up from around the room and handing it. Oh my goodness.
I think I gave you the
It's
right
life
one.
changing there, huh?
That's a big difference. All right, we're done. We got it done.
Well, that was a quick video.
So anyway, who scrapbooked? You know, a lot of my viewers come to me from card making. Who of you guys scrapbooked? All right, if you've never seen the slider, while you are getting some chat for us to chat about, here's what you do. I've made 3 shapes, and you don't have to do it this way. You could put this on a tag, you could put this on a square, you could do something else, but I wanted the shape to be the point. So I'm going to fold 2 of these in half. These are going to be, we're kind of making a buckle, if that makes sense. fix this. Where'd my little, where'd my ergo go? I think I took it back over
Natalie
there.
said she scrapbooked. And she started in 97.
When did I start scrapbooking? We
Linda
were
says
living.
she scrapbooked, but she also makes folios and mini albums for gifts.
Is the ergo in a bone folder over there? All right, so now what we do is we glue these two to the back, and we've created like a butterfly kind of thing. So we have like a wing over here and a wing over here. That's what we did. And then we'll seal it all in with this guy, and then we'll put something cute here. All right, so I'm gonna apply glue here. What I should do is not take the stuff back to my desk, but replace it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just want these to meet in the middle. Just like so. Woo. Woo. I did not know I would be doing this first thing this morning. Doing a buckle. It's not a buckle, but you get it. Then this goes over the top. Once you have this in your head how this works, you can make these in any situation. This is so easy to do. Do you see, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you see how easy that was. And I cut the shape, like I mimicked it, so. There's a couple of places I'm gonna have to go back and kind of doctor my cut a little bit. No biggie. No big deal. Get our excess glue out. I think that's gonna be cute. I think it's going to be cute. Right here, because you can't cut perfectly. We used to have in this town, by the way, I don't know if you remember this. Shannon, you might not even know about this. Back up there, you know where the My Eye Doctor place is?
Yeah.
That used to be a scrapbook store.
What?
Yep, when that building first got built, this little scrapbook store, I cannot remember the name of it. I wish I could. And they sold a lot of like traditional scrapbook stuff. And they had this area where you could go and bring your stuff and sit and crop throughout the day. Just had tables set up. And what was so cool about it is they had a lot of supplies you could use, but also it was a good way to try out a supply before you bought it, because you could buy them from them too. They did not stay long, but boy, did I love it. I used to get the kids off to school, and then I would take my stuff and head up there, and there wouldn't be many people. Like, I might even be the only one sometimes, but it was just nice to be out of the house and cropping. Pretty fun. All right, there she is. Let's see if she works. Let's see if she works. Oh, stickers by the yard. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. All right, so you open up those wings and you slide it down. And this will be, let me get it in my fingers. This will be our little closure for our gatefold. I think that's cute. I like that there. We could have done like a belly band too. Matter of fact, you might want to think about that when you're putting these pages in. You might want to do a little belly band in there. All right, I'm gonna pop that out, and let's go ahead and decide what we're doing here. This is a good place. It's a good place for a waterfall, but it will also build bulk right there if I do that. So maybe I won't. You know what would be cute here? This. That piece I wanted for the front. Wouldn't this be cute right there? Because like you open up to it, like the newspaper. I think that's cute.
It is cute.
It's a good place too, because I don't really want to build a lot of bulk here, so that's a good place to put it. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen.
I love that.
I do too. It's so cute.
That color.
Oh, this is Shannon's trimmer, and it's backwards.
For you.
Mm-hmm. It's backwards for me.
I think that's backwards for me too.
This one? I think so. This has score at the top, and don't you? Because I do blade at the top.
The blade's been at the top.
Oh.
It could have fallen out and just got thrown back in
Oh, because I do blade at the top. Well, then I can switch it and then I won't
Yeah.
accidentally.
Don't score and
Mm-hmm.
just switch it.
Look at the mess on this table, and I just sat down. All right, so here's this. I'm going to cut in the sides just a skosh because they're exactly here. I'm going to trim those in just a tiny bit. Oh, look, of course. I got 2 packs. I'm not stressed about it. Got 2 packs. Let's go about 1/8 of an inch. Might go a little further than that. What does 3/8 do? That's too much. Let's come back to that line right there. Do I like that? That's a little tight. Let's go back. Yep, that'll do it. Something here. Just a bit. I just take a tiny bit off because I got into the red, and if I don't do that on both sides, each will bother me. There we go. All right. There we go. That is so cool. I think I'm going to sticky tape it because it's so large. And I could use my super thick sticky tape, but I'm just going to use this because I got it here.
So when you use the tape, do you just put it around the outside edges, not in the middle, or
I'm probably going to put some in the middle of this one too for stability.
since it's a full-size sheet?
Another thing that I'm trying to avoid, because we typically work with smaller pages, and with smaller pages I can use less liquid glue, and that, okay, here's the deal about paper and warpage. If you get paper wet, it's gonna warp. Now many times after you let it sit and dry, it will kind of settle back out once it dries, but this is so much surface area that if I covered this with that much, with enough liquid glue for it to stay wet long enough for me to lay it down, I think it's gonna cause a lot of warpage. If you are a paper crafter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like you've experienced that before. So I'm gonna use the sticky tape to my advantage today.
Kat is watching you today from Montrose, Scotland.
Oh, that is awesome.
I hope I pronounced that right.
Did she write it?
She did.
Montrose. Is that right? But they say it beautifully. They say it beautifully. All right,
Her name
let's
is
start.
Kat
peeling.
Hood.
What? I'm looking now. That's funny. Actually, Cat Heine, Cat Butt. That's funny. All right.
Well, we call our weenie dogs
Wiggle Butts. Not anymore. Her new name is P Wedge. But the funny thing is she's starting to learn it. We try to have code names for our dogs. I know y'all have code names for your animals because if you say their names, they get in your business. You know, if you're trying to tell somebody something about the animal and you say their name and then they're like, you talking about me? You talking to me? What's the deal?
Do that with kids too.
That's true. Back when we could spell their names and they didn't know what we were saying.
I just try to get the boy.
He's completely onto that one now.
Gosh, he is. He's on everything. You like start talking about something and you get quiet just to see if he's listening. And paying attention.
And depending on what you say, he comes running.
Yeah. Or he chimes in from the other room.
You're good over there.
Yeah. I am still concerned that this computer will not turn on. So something could be amiss.
Could have said its last hello.
No way.
Could have. It's old.
You done messed up, wrong.
I didn't press it. I didn't press it. There were lots of people in the comments telling me, you're not supposed to peel all the backer off yet. Peel some of it, then peel the difference. I've never done that. This is just how I've always done this, so. But that is a good idea. But with a full sheet like this, I'm not sure it would have been. That is so, okay, I love that with the sticky tape. That is really nice. Really nice and flat. I'm gonna do that in here too. Let's pick what's going inside. Something bright. Are y'all like this? I'm a person who, whenever I have this, I don't want it to be dark. When I open it, I want it to be bright. So let's look what pages we've got. Let us see. I'm gonna put this here just in case I can, so I don't fall in love.
Tam says she peels it off all at the same time too. Live dangerously.
That's what I think. Live dangerously. That's cute with the soda bottles. I have to go to the antique store today. Did you know that?
You have to go where?
To the antique store today.
Oh, how fun.
Mm-hmm. You
Kat
have to go
says
with
her
me.
last name is Butterworth.
Cute. Like Mrs. Can I tell y'all a funny story? When Addie was here, she wanted pancakes, and we were going to make pancakes, and I used Mrs. Buttersworth syrup. And she said, "Do you want me to get the Mrs. Buttersmith out?" I said, "Yep, I do." Oh, this is cute for in here. Look.
So now she's forever Mrs. Butter.
She's forever Mrs. Buttersmith. It's also Chick-fil-A. You
I
know?
call Chick-fil-A Chick-fil-A because they call it Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. That's what it is. They cannot say well, they can now, but they used to call it Chick-fil-A, and now I do too. But I literally told you the other day we had to get some Mrs. Buttersmith. Do you remember that?
Yep.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I have the words that Noah changed that will forever be changed blue.
All right, I'm going to cut this down the same size as I did the front pieces, which should be right. We're living on the edge. Nobody put a ruler on it. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to work.
It's just paper.
I always ask this question in life. Save or toss? Save or toss? I love to ask. I also play a game with Ford and Lydia. Cute or creepy? When we go to the antique store, which is ironic. Anytime we go to an antique store, we find things and we'll go cute or creepy, and we have to vote. Well, this weekend they came up for Joe's birthday party, and what was it? Ford said he looked at something. He looked at me. He said, "Hey, cute or creepy?" Like that. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that he thinks about that." It was so cute. I love that there. How can you go wrong? You can't go wrong. The papers are so cool. And also, y'all are like, would you stop opening and closing that album? It's a thing I like to do. When I craft, I like to put things where they go and then look at them.
Well, you gotta visualize
I
where
like
it's
to
gonna be.
look at it and then do it again and look at it and do it again. I even do it when I sew. I like to kind of place it where it goes.
Tabitha asked, what is the measurement?
5 7/8 by the color of this page. Like, it's not really 12. I'm going by all the color I've got. I don't really know how to say that. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, these paper companies are always generous, so it's usually more than 12 inches, but only by about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm keeping all of it instead of cutting them down to 12.
I do like your handy tape dispenser.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Terrence said, save it for now. Might be a Italian accent
Ooh,
somewhere.
could be.
But when I'm done,
She gone.
I'll toss all that.
Anybody else answer today? How many are watching?
Terrence said, toss it.
Y'all being
I
quiet.
think if I understand what I'm seeing on my phone, because I'm not used to
Oh.
watching it on my phone, there's 185 watching.
Y'all are being so quiet today. Or either Vinny's just not telling me everything.
They're talking, they're just not really asking
Oh.
questions.
So you just don't give me the chat. I don't get to know what people are saying. I have to sit here and
Vernia said, save it for a border.
you want me just to work. That's what you're telling me?
Basically,
Just
yeah.
work, don't
It's
chat.
lunchtime.
Just work.
And let's get honest.
That's so funny.
Uh,
I would probably, I'll say this. I'm like Terrence. I would save it until I'm done. Then I'm not keeping it. But there is probably a chance I would use it somewhere. Y'all, I'm going to live real dangerously. Where's Tamitha? This is
wow,
for
you're
you.
pulling off 2 pages at a time?
Yep. And the reason I am is because I'm going to open that book and I don't want to close it and reopen it and close it and reopen it again.
Don't stick them together.
That would be terrible. Everybody's expecting a disaster here. I know. I am too. Partly.
Timothy said you're just a rebel. She
I am a rebel.
loves it.
Move it.
Oh, my ear inserts will be here this week.
Oh gosh, you're so. Thursday. That's funny. Benny has, how many weeks are we going with your hearing aids now? 4 weeks with hearing aids? 5 weeks?
4 or 5, I can't remember.
So now that they've settled, now that he's comfortable, they did the ear molds to make it more permanent. This,
Watch your direction.
did you see me do it?
Uh-huh.
But they did his ear molds, and now we get to get his fitted hearing aids. So what's life like with the hearing aid? Talking to Vince, you don't have them yet. That'll be a conversation for you another time.
At times, it's great, and at times, it's not.
Why?
Well, because loud noises are amplified, and it's kind of painful sometimes.
Yeah, that's what Daddy said.
And it does not have a pattern as to what's a loud noise and what's not. Sometimes it's just, stuff's just loud. It's weird.
That was great. I mean, if I do say so myself.
Well, you're doing it, so.
Let's put something in here. I just kind of want to. I just kind of got the want tos. Again, I like bright in these dark areas. If there's a good yellow in here, because Missy loves yellow and she's an antique store person. She despises yellow.
She does not like yellow.
I like the yellow.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tamith. I think my brain just has to get used to it. It's different.
Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut all these down.
And I think part of it also is that I'm a man. And it's hard to block out stuff. I tend to focus more on background noise than I do what's really happening, and that's...
See, I don't think that's true about you, Shannon. Do you? The reason I say that is, like, I'm fixing to ouch you. You're not an eavesdropper.
I'm not. Like, I don't listen in on
I don't know
people's
if
conversation.
I really don't know if I outed you or me.
What I mean is, yeah, you outed you.
Yeah.
What I mean is the background noise. I mean, and it's always been this way. Even when the kids were little and you and I were trying to have a conversation, I couldn't hear you, but they drove me insane when they were,
I think that's
you
a
know,
man
be
thing.
talking in the
He
back.
said it's a man thing.
I think it is a man thing.
'Cause it
I
does-
think we
it's a
get
play.
distracted by the background noise. And
I
when I
can
say
tune it out.
background noise, I don't mean, like you said, eavesdropping on people's conversations, but when I'm trying to focus on one thing and then there's a lot of noise coming in a different direction, I tend to focus on the noise and not what I want to be focused on, and it drives me insane.
Yeah, because Noah's a noisy child. But then when Noah's not around, I miss his
what
noises.
children isn't noisy? What child
Like,
isn't
he just never, like, everything has a noise. If he's watching an iPad and watching a show, he's playing something along with it and making noises.
Josh did that. Josh was the noisy one in our house.
He just makes noises.
If he was doing something else, he was also talking or singing
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
He's never quiet.
I always knew where Josh was in the house. I
You
always know where Joe is in the house. And I did when he was little. Because he always played action figures and did stories and all that kind of stuff with him.
Yep.
So you always heard him. Never heard Thomas. Thomas was the quiet one. And usually it's because he was outside. Because Thomas was, if it was daylight, that boy was not in the house.
Now Jill said, she laughed because I'm a man, haha. He's not used to listening.
That's a good one.
Well, I think
That's
when she
a
typed
good
it,
one.
it said sure to listening, but I think she meant used to listening.
That's good, Jill. That's funny. He doesn't eavesdrop. And so, like, we'll be in, and it might be your hearing that has caused you to not be able to do that.
Yeah.
We'll be at, like, a restaurant or something, and, I mean, it's a small town. People just really aren't quiet around here, are they, Shannon?
No.
They're not quiet. And we'll hear something, and Shannon and I'll be sitting there and be like, oh, did you hear that? Or whatever, because it'll be loud. And he'll go, no, I didn't hear it. And it's funny to me that he doesn't, because it's usually the booth behind us or something, so. But he ain't about it. And I don't mean eavesdropping I just mean y'all know what I mean, like you're sitting at a booth and you hear the whole conversation. Like if Joe's sitting behind you, you're going to be able to understand his conversation. He has a very carry voice. his voice.
What she's trying to say is he's a loudmouth.
No, he has a